All right, great. So hi everyone, my name is Stephie and I am the research test and lead at a company called XRAI Glass. So I was invited to speak today because I met Naomi at the Abilities Expo in New Jersey. And there I was just introduced to so many different types of assistive technology. I was just so excited to get into it and share some of what we have built over the last 2 years. Okay. So just before we begin, I wanted to give you some quick stats on what kind of context we want to build before we built this device. So there's 1 in 5 people globally that experience hearing loss in the world greater than 35 decibels. Now, according to the National Institute for Deaf People, that is the level at which hearing loss begins to affect your ability to understand communication in your day-to-day life. Okay. And there's also an estimated 15 to 20% of people that are neurodivergent with things like autism disorder, autism spectrum disorder, auditory processing disorder, and ADHD. So these are another significant portion of people that can deal with auditory processing issues, and again, can sometimes lead to isolation. So with that context in mind, now I want to share the story of XRAI Glass. So our company's CEO and founder went to visit his grandfather one day for the holidays, and he was especially excited to visit Peter because he hadn't seen him in a while. And he was at the ripe age of 97, is still as brilliant as ever. However, despite having hearing aids, he was still struggling to communicate, and that led to a lot of issues when dealing with, community conversations with the family. He just seemed a little bit sad, and that was something very painful for Dan to watch. So as the day kind of went on, Peter went to watch some television and turned on subtitles, and he was instantly very engaged and connected. And it was at this moment that our co-founder, a CEO and co-founder Dan, had an epiphany, and he wanted to create assistive technology that could help improve the situation. And XRAI Glass was born. So XRAI Glass is an AI software that converts audio into subtitles in real time. And unlike other transcription apps, it can be paired with augmented reality glasses. So these are smart glasses that enable you to see subtitles right in front of your eyes. So now I wanted to show you a quick video to get an idea of what this actually might look like. Let me see if this link will work. Okay. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen so I can find that link, and I'll just show it with you directly on YouTube. Okay. Here we go. Coming up. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. All right. Can you guys see this? Oh, wait, no, I shared the wrong. Can you see a video, or are you looking at my PowerPoint?
We can see a video.
Okay, you can see the video. Great.
Oh gosh, I'm scared.
So now in front of you, when I'm talking to you, everything that I'm saying should be coming up in subtitles.
I'm in my days, it's literally right in front of me. That's amazing. This is great. It's really going to change a lot of people's lives. So, why am I crying?
That's exactly why we've done it. Why not? Why as well?
So today experience trying out the XRAI Glass for the first time, and my reaction was quite emotional because I was seeing subtitles come up on the screen, having live conversations, and I think this is massively life-changing. It can really benefit so many people out there, and even me personally. Work to cinema, I can wear it, meetings, group conversations, and I think this is really, really going to change a lot of people's lives.
Great. So I'm going to go back to our PowerPoint here.
I am so excited.
Sorry.
Because I want to show you something that I think is going to be amazing.
Okay, here we go. Okay, back to the presentation. Can you guys see my screen again?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So I'm just gonna go through here. So I wanted to explain a little bit about why it's important. So, oops.
Yeah, we see the like the with your notes.
Oh, you see my notes. Weird.
Yes. Yeah.
Sure. Sorry about that. Okay. Is that better? Can you see everything clearly?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, so why is subtitling important? Well, X-ray glass is a form of assistive technology designed to help connect people and explore conversations around them. And it's really important because it creates a sense of inclusivity. It can make everyone feel valued in the conversation, and it can foster a true sense of communication. So how exactly does it work? Well, first, you're going to open the app on your phone. So I can actually demonstrate this to you on my phone here. Here we go. So you have this app called X-Ray. You just pull it up. I'm not sure if you're able to see my screen right now, but the X-Ray app logo will be here. And you just hit the subtitles button and you just turn on the microphone. And as I'm speaking, the words that I'm saying will pop up on the screen. Are you able to see that?
Yes.
So this is really important because we're able to receive subtitles in real time as opposed to having to wait and get somebody to be like an intermediate person. Um, but we're certainly not trying to exclude the importance of interpreters because they allow for a different level of communication. This is mostly an alternative if people are ever tired of lip reading or signing all day. Um, so I'm going to also show you another interesting feature, which is called the translation feature. We are able to support over 140 different dialects and languages. And I just wanted to demonstrate that for you real quick. So within your settings, you can actually, oh, I think my blurred screen is blocking this. I'm just going to change that. So within this application, there is a spoken language section. So I'm going to change it to Chinese because that is a language that I speak. And the subtitle language is what's going to appear on the screen. I put it to English. So now, 如果我讲中文，你也可以听得懂. Oh, I didn't turn it on, sorry. 如果我讲中文，你也可以看见. So, if I speak Chinese, you can also see it. And this is just one sample of the many different languages you can use. You can visualize being in a conversation with multinational people or an international conference where maybe there's a bit of a language barrier. Well, in this case, X-ray is that assistive technology that can help break those down. Does anyone have questions so far? Okay. I also wanted to introduce a very interesting feature that is our AI assistant. So most recently, we've integrated ChatGPT into our app as well to kind of dive deeper and help us do things such as summarizing conversations, giving us tips on what we've said. So you can imagine it's almost like you're in a, let's say in a classroom environment, you need a little bit of help with note taking or continuing to process what the user is saying, the speaker is saying. It's definitely one other tool that you can use. So I'm going to open up my phone again and I'll show you real quick. So within your settings, all you have to do is switch on this little toggle that will say conversational AI. And from there, it's going to be activated when you say the words, "Hey, X-ray." So I'm going to turn on my mic. "Hey, X-ray, can you hear me?" And if you can see, it responded. So if I were to have a conversation with all of you on assistive technology and give a speech later on, I could say, "Hey, X-ray, can you summarize my conversation?" And there you go. It says, "I can summarize your conversation." It's on speech and technology, assistive technology. So that's just another example of some of the different features that we have in our application, and it's ever growing. Now I'm going to show you a little bit about where the glasses come into play. So there's always going to be a free version of our app that you can use directly on your phone. But if you want a more immersive experience where you wear the glasses and you see them in real time, that's where the glasses, there are many different options. So our company is like a software that can be paired with multiple different types of glasses. I can just walk you through them right now. So one example here is the Row Kids, and you can see that they're clear lenses that can be worn pretty easily. I won't get too into the details on the differences between each feature, but I just wanted to quickly skim through these to give you an idea of the variety, the many options you have in the look and the feel, and as well as, making sure that you feel you have customizable, individualizable options rather than us just sticking with one standard. Coming soon, we have these new clear lenses, which I think are even better because in that case, you can really see yourself speaking to somebody, and it's almost as if you're wearing a pair of glasses. And this is another very futuristic one called Xiaomi Wireless. These AR glasses have a built-in camera, so you can only imagine there's probably more potential features coming through with you on using the camera. So we wanted to describe how X-ray helps. We said transcription and translation and AI, but it's really more than the words. Our award-winning app is able to connect people through technology, and our aim is really to empower those to continue those conversations without barriers. We're only 2 years or so into building our tech startup, and we really want to continue to uplift people in these communities. And the group has already grown. We initially started off just trying to focus on including people that are deaf and hard of hearing. And then more neurodivergent folks reached out to us and also said that they would benefit from it. And even people that are neurotypical also said, I would really like using subtitles just for the sake of comfort in my classroom or when watching TV. So it's applicable to many different people. And we look forward to continuing to share those benefits with you. And does anyone have any questions?
Are we able to print anything from this?
To print things, so you can actually save the transcript of what you said. So everything that I'm saying right now, it's going to be transcribed. And then once you stop recording, you can keep it or discard it. So if I were to keep it, you can go back into your log of all the different conversations you've had here, and you can just select it and share it. So that's one way to keep track of what was said in a conversation. You can look back at your notes. It's a really, really useful tool in that sense.
Right. And apart from the transcription, does it give perhaps a recording or anything?
Recording, yeah, it does do audio recording as well. We also have a new feature called a video pass-through I wanted to show you guys. So in this case, you can actually use your phone's camera to capture what you're seeing as well as what you're hearing. So if I were to show you this setting, you just turn on what's called video pass-through, and all of a sudden you see my screen is popping up. I can see exactly what's going on. And once I turn on the microphone, there are going to be words that pop up on the screen. One sec. Yeah, it's just a little bit delayed. But you can imagine if you're taking like a FaceTime call or you want to share what's going on in a group setting, all you have to do is record this video. You'll have the subtitles and you can share that.
Brilliant.
Thanks. Another question we get frequently is like, I already mentioned we're not trying to necessarily replace interpreters, but we want to kind of encourage more options and individualization of this experience. And if you do want to purchase the glasses, there are many different price ranges. If you're interested, it's about $300 to $800. But there's always going to be a free version no matter what, because we want to ensure accessibility for all people. Any other questions you guys have or comments?
What if you wear glasses? Do you wear these over your glasses?
Oh, that's a good question. So I don't think it would be very comfortable to do so, but one option you can do is there's a company that enables you to put in custom lenses into the glasses so that you have the prescription glasses, you can see everything clearly, and you can see the overlaid subtitles.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So, you know how your prescription changes. So each
Mhm.
time prescription change, we would still have to pay for it to be customized, and in order to have the X-ray.
I would say that's something you'd have to confirm with your doctor. I'm not sure, but usually, yeah, when I get my glasses, like from the eye doctor, generally you change a prescription, you have to change the lenses. But for in this case, I would still just double check with the doctor.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you guys have any feedback as well or other features that you'd like to see, we're also very open to hearing that. Any suggestions?
Good. You said there was a free version of the glasses?
No, not a free version of the glasses, but the application is always going to be free on your phone. So if you want
Okay.
to type something, that's always going to be there for you. But if you want to kind of enhance the experience, wear the glasses, then you would probably make that purchase. And they're very accessible. Usually you can buy them on Amazon. It's not like it's hard to find or anything. We have a lot more partnerships that we'll probably take on with other glasses companies. So the options will just get wider.
Sounds good. Thank you. With
Um,
with the translation, like let's say I speak in English and the other person is Chinese, will it translate my English to Chinese?
Yes, it can. So it's very fascinating. Before I was initially, when I joined this company, I thought, oh, maybe it can just translate one way, but it can do this thing called auto reverse. So if that you were in a conversation with somebody that only speaks Chinese, it will detect that you're speaking in Chinese, translate it to English, and it will detect that you're speaking English and translate it to Chinese.
Very cool. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And it could be the other way around where, let's say you have multiple languages you want to be detected at once in a group conversation. You can check off those languages, let's say Chinese and Spanish, and then you can have them both translated into English. So you can really customize that listening and viewing experience for the best fit.
Very cool.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, and it can be used on both iOS and Android devices. I've even seen it used on a desktop, like on your Mac computer or an iPad. Some people ask me what are the different contexts that you could use this? Because maybe you would want to use it in a group conversation, but what else can it do? Well, X-Ray Glass has also partnered with sports. So there's this foundation called the UK Deaf Sports Group, and they are helping us. We're going to use our transcription software, but in the streaming sense, so that when you're watching it online, you can get the subtitles in real time of what athletes are saying or what's going on in a sporting event. And similarly, we could apply this to other big lectures if you want to get live subtitling. Those kinds of things are not always accessible through mainstream TV. So we want to just create more inclusivity in that sense.
Oh, that's brilliant. Actually, I've just turned on the X-ray app, and yep, I can see it transcribing everything.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely always improvements that that can be made. So if there's anything that's not working or that you want to see, you can always let us know. I actually have a neuropsychology background. So initially when I joined, I was really looking to find ways to improve the app for neurodivergent folks. And we noticed that subtitles were kind of limited in how they were presented. Maybe they were really small or kind of close together. Let's say you're somebody with dyslexia who has trouble reading words that are too close together. Well, we created features where you can kind of customize what it looks like. So in your settings, you have color and font and spacing options now. And this allows you to kind of change like how big the text is. You can change the sizing so that it's smaller here. It could be smaller, or it could be a lot larger if you prefer. And that's similar for the way that they're presented on your glasses.
Does the free version also do the translation?
Yes, it does. Mm-hmm.
Where would I find that?
So it's all in the same application. So you just go to this little quick menu, quick settings menu. And then you'll see here, there's this option for spoken language and subtitle language. Now, normally they're both set to English for transcriptions, but you just have to change the spoken language to whatever you want. whatever is being spoken, and then leave the subtitle language in English.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm having a little bit of difficulty finding where the the settings is.
Okay, so in the top right where you see this little circle
Mhm,
of your
mhm.
profile, you can go here and then go to the settings as well. So that's another option.
Okay, I see it. Right.
Um, but no, yeah, I think it's actually clearer because you want to select the subtitle and speaking language. So I would just go direct. When you go through this menu, what happens? Do you see these two boxes pop up or no?
Let me see. Hold on a second. Let me go to that. Yeah, I see the setting. Yeah, two boxes there. Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So you can select, if you click on it, then you can
Mhm.
select some of the different options we have, over 140 dialects, and then you just leave the subtitle as English.
Okay, and the spoken language you would change.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, understood. Understood.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm just looking to see the ease of, how easy it is to use.
Mhm.
Because like I'm more interested in the use of it for those that need note taking and exams,
Ah,
accommodations. So that's why I'm looking at this. And I'm going to go into it further.
mhm.
Definitely. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
And
you.
I definitely agree. There's maybe some areas that should be worked on in the user experience so it's really seamless. If you notice that there's something specific you would like to be added or changed, yeah, let us know because we're always trying to build it out more.
Thank you.
Mhm. Sure. And it's really fascinating. When I first joined, I was thinking that this would just be a tech company that kind of caters to people that are interested in technology, such as people who wear, um, the Google Glass or the Meta Quest headsets. But it's just fascinating that it's been used in like clinical settings too, and education and sports. I've seen doctors using them on iPads to communicate with their patients that speak other languages. So I think what sets X-Ray apart from other subtitling apps is that it also does translation and that it has the augmented reality aspect. So that's why I was excited to work here.
Very cool.
Yeah. Are there any other questions or any other aspects of assistive tech that you're interested in chatting about? I know that there's just so much more on the horizon coming up. Every time I go to conferences like the Abilities Expo, I'm just surprised by how much we've developed in such little time.
So true.